Welcome to the Mismatch. I'm Chris Vernon, and joining me as he does every Monday night from TheRinger.com is Dave Jacoby. Jacoby!
What's happening, Verno?
All right, so there's not been NBA news, not a lot of it, since we last spoke. So we are jumping right into the 10 questions we have for this week.
These are my favorite shows. These are my favorite shows. August is the best time to be in sports media. It's the best time.
I will begin. One news item from the week was that John Wall officially retired since we last spoke. John Wall is without question one of the most exciting players to watch in his prime. Give me your list of your most exciting players to watch. Okay. This list can be as long as you want it to be. You want to make it 3 guys? You want to make it 5 guys?
I mean,
you
5.
name it.
But there's a couple things I want to say. I did 5 guys.
Okay.
But like in my life, the most exciting player to watch is Michael Jordan. But I'm not going to put him on the list. It's just a little too like low-hanging fruit. Like the LeBrons and Jordans. These are like showmen is how I look at this.
Right.
Like people that when they're on the basketball court, they put on a show. There's also a little bit of you just never know what's going to happen with these guys, so you tune in. You might, like you say, you might see something
you've never seen
before. Exactly. Yes. So this is my list, and I try to mix eras as well.
So I will say, 20-second timeout. Once John Wall did his official retirement, we mock the way the social media goes now, and it'll be like, people forget so-and-so was a problem. And then you see the mixtape. The John Wall mixtape is crazy.
It's
unbelievable.
He's so fast. Like when he was in his prime,
so fast.
If he got like a rebound or an outlet pass, he's just crazy. How fast
also,
he can
like
go with
a
the ball.
lot of one of the things you forget because it just trailed on so long with the injuries and then the contract became a story and everything else is like serious swagger, right? Charisma. Like he had the charisma and the exciting play. Like that John Wall mixtape is great.
He was a showman. He's a showman. And I think that if you're younger and you missed it, you really missed out. So let me do I'm going cross eras. I'm going to go in sort of like in generational.
Okay.
Showman. Because you know me, I like fancy passes. I like sauce. I like doing things just because they look cool. Maybe it's not the most efficient way to get the ball from here to there, but I'm doing cool stuff as I have the basketball because I'm kind of showing off. It's kind of a mental edge I get on my opponent, and I'm going to go Pistol Pete Maravich. Now, listen, I did not watch this guy play basketball. Right. He was not in my generation, but I've seen all the footage and heard all the stories, and like he is a showman. He is putting on a show while he's getting buckets. Then
I just thought about him this past week because the guy that did that Focus on the Family, Dr. James Dobson, who was Pistol Pete Maravich became like a big Christian later in his life. Right. And this guy, James Dobson, was, the guy that wrote Focus on the Family and all this kind of stuff. And anyway, James Dobson passed away like in the past week. And the reason I thought about Pistol Pete is because that was the story. He was playing pickup basketball with Dr. James Dobson and a group of guys when he just died on the basketball court.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's who he was playing with. Dr. James Dobson. And so when I saw that story last week, I always think of it because it's just such a crazy story. Such a crazy story because he died so young, right? Like, I mean, he's one of those guys that it was, we never knew him as an elderly adult.
No. Then I'm moving on down the road. Dominique Wilkins. Now, I am old enough for Dominique Wilkins. And that he was just appointment viewing.
Yes.
The athleticism, the dunking. It's not just like, I'm a crazy athlete that can dunk. He was also an absolute bucket. And, he could elevate that Hawks team to contention just by being there himself. He's known as one of the greatest highlight reels of all time. And then
that's literally his nickname.
Yeah, the human highlight reel. There's also another one on here too. Next, I'm going. This is one of my favorite players of all time. I like a little extra sauce on my basketball players. I like fancy passes. It's Jason Williams, white chocolate Jason Williams.
First team I ever covered. The first team I ever covered was Jason Williams. It's the 25th anniversary this year of the Memphis Grizzlies. But
Yeah.
when I went to draft night, they drafted, they had Sharif Abdur-Rahim, and they had Mike
Formerly known
Bibby.
as-
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not formerly known. He was always Sharif Abdur-Rahim.
Who am I thinking of? Chris Jackson. I'm thinking about Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. Yeah.
Sharif Abdur-Rahim is now, interestingly enough, a guy that I know because he is the commissioner of the G League.
Oh.
So I have run into Sharif several different times over the years going to Memphis Hustle events. Anyways, Sharif Abdur-Rahim and Mike Bibby are part of the Vancouver Grizzlies. Then we get to draft night, and on draft night, the Grizzlies trade Sharif Abdur-Rahim that night, and they end up to Atlanta, and they bring back hometown hero, rest in peace, Lorenzen Rice, and also Brevin Knight and the number 3 pick in the draft. And then they already have the number 6 pick in the draft. So the first night, I'm in this room, and they trade their best player, Sharif Abdur-Rahim, for the 3rd pick and also for Lorenzen Wright and Brevin Knight, and they draft Pau Gasol, who none of us had any idea, nobody even knew who that was.
Yeah.
And they drafted, and then they get down to the 6th pick, and they take Shane Battier. Meanwhile, they trade Mike Bibby for Jason Williams. So, the team became, super fun, immediately, right?
Yeah,
and so,
a bunch of that 1 12-hour stretch, you completely reinvented the team.
I know. And covering Jason Williams was absolutely hilarious because the coach at the time, he's now an assistant coach, I believe, with the Detroit Pistons. There's a guy named Sidney Lowe. And Sidney Lowe used to get so frustrated with Jason Williams. One night, we're down 1, and Jason Williams at the end of the game pulls up from 30-something feet and just takes his 3, and of course it bounces off and they win. And one of these local reporters Coach Lowe, does Jason Williams have the green light to to do?
He probably didn't pass. He's probably the point guard just dribbling up. It's just
and Sidney Lowe, I'll never forget. He looks at the guy and he's like, "No, Jason Williams does not have the green light to take that shot." Right. So then we get on about 3 weeks later, and we're in the locker room, and Jason Williams never comes out to talk. Never. He as soon as the game's over, he goes back to the showers and the training room and waits till all the media are gone. Okay. All the media. And so then one night we're in the locker room, and the PR director at the time, her name was Stacy Mitch, walks out, and she announces to everybody, "Guys, Jason's going to talk." We're like, "What?" So, of course, every camera, every microphone, every newspaper reporter, everybody bottles around. Jason Williams is going to talk. And we're like, "What?" Bro. I wonder if there's a video of this that exists somewhere. He walks out, everybody sticks their microphone in his face, and this dude goes, "We suck. We suck." Hey. He goes, "We suck. We suck. We're the worst team in the league. Print it." And everybody's face in there was like, "Oh my God. Oh my God." And then never talked again. It was hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Covering him was hilarious. And I'll never forget, Nick Anderson was on the team. He had been in the trade with Jason Williams from Sacramento. And Nick Anderson's like, "That's the attitude. Could have told y'all what you were getting. Could have told y'all what you were getting." Nick Anderson was over it. Because there was a group of, there was the weirdest team. There was Nick Anderson, Tony Massenberg, Isaac, what was the big guy's name that played for the Heat and then played for the Grizzlies? Isaac Austin. There's a group of these super old heads. And then there was Jason Williams, and then there was Pau and Shane Battier. It's a very weird team. But anyways, that was my introduction to covering the NBA. And I have, honestly, in 25 years, I've never come across another player like that, like Jay Will. He's an outrage. Yes.
And his Heat career, he turned into like a normal point guard.
Yeah.
Like he was a flashy Kings guy.
Yes.
But then like, when he got to the Heat, he was just like dribble up, call the play, pass to the wing, and then cut. It was
so
like,
fun.
What is happening?
He was so fun.
I loved him so much.
And he was unlike anybody else. Like you can really say that. Like
yes.
It was like an and one mixtape. Seriously. Like it was like those guys that you would watch like in the afternoon on ESPN2, like the Professor or something,
Who I still follow on Instagram. I'm still getting buckets out there in the world. Shout out to the Professor.
The Professor.
Yeah. And then I'm going Vince Carter, obviously.
Yes.
It's just like, just pure athleticism. And then I think my last one, because I want to belabor this, is I think it's a little bit, I think people forget how impactful peak Blake Griffin was. Like Lob City Clippers, because what was happening is Twitter started it went text and then pictures and then started to get videos. And that was right around the time when Blake Griffin was dunking 4 times a night and doing things you've never seen before. And it was like, you don't have to watch the games or watch Sports Center to see a Blake Griffin dunk. It's just right there on your phone. It's shareable. It's really sort of like those dunks in that era ushered in the sort of like modern NBA highlight consumption.
I'll tell you, he is responsible. Obviously, I covered a lot of those Grizzlies Clippers series, but the thing that I always think about with him, I covered the Elite Eight and the Sweet 16 of the Elite Eight, the regional, the year that he was on Oklahoma.
When he hit his head on the backboard?
I was 20
That's what you were about to
from
say,
him.
right? I remember that game. I was watching that game.
The side of the backboard.
Yeah.
I've never seen a human being
I'm shocked.
Hit the side of a backboard.
But it was like impactful. He was like hurt. It was like,
oh yeah.
It was like when you see the dunk contest and like you see, like kiss the rim or whatever, but like he like hurt himself. I think Anthony Edwards did it a couple playoffs ago, but Blake Griffin in college hurt himself on the side of the backboard.
That was in Memphis. I was 20. I was behind the
I knew
Oklahoma
exactly what you were going to say. I remember I was just
Yep.
like on my couch. I was like a kid. I wasn't even that old. I'm just on my couch watching the tournament. I was just like, did he just hurt himself by hitting his head on the backboard?
I was right behind the Oklahoma bench. And the two things I remember from that were him hitting his head. And then there was a McDonald's All-American who never ended up in the NBA that was on that Oklahoma team with Griffin named Willie Warren. And Jeff Capel dog-cussed Willie Warren like I have never heard a player curse.
Wasn't Blake Griffin's brother on that team?
He was on that team.
That's what it's not even like a Seth Curry thing. Like, he also made the league. It's just not as good. It was like, no, just doesn't have it.
Yep.
Doesn't have it.
He was on that team. That's a good recall.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin's brother.
I remember him being on the team. I was like, well, he's so good and exciting. Like, what's going on with the other brother? It's like, well, he's a nice guy.
I do think, and Blake Griffin's going to end up getting a lot of love because everybody's going to recount a lot of his moments because he's going to be on that Amazon show.
He's going to be on the Amazon show. I love that roster.
He's still famous.
Dirk and Steve Nash and Blake Griffin and he's funny. He just stand up.
Yes.
And he's genuinely a funny dude. He's around Grantland a little bit at that time because he's on the Clippers and we were.
That was a great list because literally all of those guys, I have personal experience watching them in person doing something I've never seen anybody else do.
Yeah. Jamal Crawford to Blake Griffin alley-oop was just the perfect manifestation of those two players doing what they were put on earth to do and being showmen. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And if you don't remember, it's just a break. Crawford's in front, and he jumps in the air, goes between his legs, puts it off the backboard, and then Blake Griffin windmill dunks it. It was just like, this is impossible to do in practice.
I mean, and him and Jordan both just assassinated people under the rim.
Yeah. And not just that, it's also
like,
look at some defensive highlights from these guys.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple blocks from Jordan and Griffin. I love that Clippers team so much, but we're already taking up too much time. Here's my next question.
All right. Yep.
One of the low points from last year was the NBA All-Star game and the reformatting it and watching it that Sunday night. That was one of the low points of the season. But I'm going to spin this positive.
All right.
Did that terrible All-Star game actually in perpetuity fix the All-Star game and make it competitive and exciting because it will be USA versus the world moving forward. Was that terrible All-Star game exactly what the All-Star game needed?
No.
Why
I mean,
not?
it is an agent for change, but so was the one before it. And they did that. And they did, then they did the goofy team thing last year, and it was the worst of all. It's going to end up, after all of this is said and done, we'll end up back East and West. Hopefully you and I are still doing the podcast, but it will end back
USA versus the world?
This, maybe at some point, but I mean, if they do USA versus the world, they're just they're looking at hockey and they're going, oh, it worked for hockey. People liked when people were playing for their own countries or they're playing for whatever. And it's like, I mean, look, the answer is paying them money. You just seen it with the in-season tournament. These guys care about the in-season tournament for no other reason except they can line their pockets. And so even guys that make millions of dollars, if you put $5 million up and let the team split it or whatever number you want to make it, and then you're gonna see. Then you're gonna see they're gonna care. They are going to care, and that's also the answer to the dunk contest. It is also the answer to the 3-point contest. It is also the answer to the skills competition. Put money on the line. Put money on the line, and they're going to care. And
why does the skills competition exist?
Until they do that, we're just going to keep spinning our wheels.
I looked at the Ringer 100.
Okay.
Right? And I was like, what would USA versus the world look like? 1 through 4 are on the world. That is in order: Jokic, SGA, Giannis, and Luka.
Right.
So we don't have an American in 1 through 4. Then you get Wemby. But then the next guy is Jamal Murray, who's number 29.
And the big problem is, you would say that's all like a bunch of big guys, but the problem is they got a guard now in SGA that's the best guy.
Yeah, it's really top heavy, the world team, because then you get into like Sabonis and Zubac, and then and like Sengun and Franz Wagner, and you're kind of like, it also changes. Like, one of the things we look at for like Hall of Fame or someone's career is like, 4-time All-Star, 5-time All-Star. Is that going to change forever if you do USA versus the world? Because maybe some guys will be on the world team that wouldn't make a traditional All-Star team. Do you have less guys on the world team? Like, just less guys on the roster? Like, it's a little goofy to do, but it would be the best All-Star format.
I mean, easy. I think they should do East and West and make it for money.
Okay, but what if you have stars and stripes on the uniform? This is USA on it.
I mean, they already played. The ones that care about it play in the Olympics. Right? And do you think those guys care about the world?
No, they'd have their own uniform.
I'm saying
the USA uniforms would be white, and the other uniforms would have their country colors.
What
on
level of pride? Okay, what level of pride do they have?
We're in a fight now. I think this is a great idea. They should do this.
What level of pride do they have? Hey, we're the world. Like, they care if it's Slovenia. They care if it's France.
They care if it's Slovenia on it. It's just not white.
But the rest of his teammates are Slovenian.
There's one guy.
I mean, I'm playing for Slovenia. See, that's the way. That's the reason that the NHL thing worked. They were actually playing for their country. They were actually playing. Like, and it was a Canadian team.
It was awesome.
Right, and it was Swedish team.
It was basically like the Hockey Olympics, but like in the middle of the NHL season with the four best teams.
But they were all on the team for their country, so they were truly representing their country. If I'm Wemby, I'm representing the world.
It says
versus
France on
the
your uniform. It's got a French flag on it.
But you're not. But you're not kicking it out to Evan Fournier.
No. Evan Fournier is not invited.
No, he's not invited.
He's not invited.
Who, speaking of the world, a player that is not from the United States saw an immense amount of love from fans all over the globe yesterday when he won the Golf Tour Championship, and that is Tommy Fleetwood, a guy that had been on the precipice over and over again and could never win. 30 top fives, couldn't win. 130 tournaments and hadn't gotten a PGA Tour win, though he had one overseas. Um, and then he finally got the monkey off his back, and everybody was super excited for him. And it was just this outpouring of love. Everyone felt good about Tommy Fleetwood winning yesterday. Who is the NBA's Tommy Fleetwood? The guy that people would be the most universally happy about winning.
Okay. A couple things. Number one, I don't really like watch televised golf like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I do play golf and I enjoy this sport. And I love the Masters. I love the Masters updates that you do. It's one of my favorite pieces of sports media. But I also, as you know, I have a local bar called East End with a guy named Vinny that's there. And sometimes, I've got a bunch of kids, so I can't just hang out at a sports bar for like 5 hours. You know what I mean? So I'll tell my wife.
You can, but
I can't. It's not responsible parenting. I don't know if that'd be great for my marriage. But I can go to my wife and be like, look, the kids are watching a movie. Like, I'm gonna go to East End for 40 minutes. Right. And what happened to me on that Saturday is I got a little 45-minute pass and I watched the golf. And it was the end of the Saturday round. Another thing I do on my FanDuel app, because I don't love watching golf, but you can bet like birdie or better on this hole for Tommy Fleetwood.
Oh, yeah.
Par on this hole for whoever else was in it, like Henley or whatever his name is.
Russell
And
Henley.
that makes televised golf like 4,000 times more exciting. You know what I mean?
They've really leaned into it too.
Yeah,
with
because
golf.
I also can't bet on Thursday. Like, this guy's going to win the tournament. Like, I can't do I need like immediate satisfaction or disappointment.
Right.
I want action. So I'm sitting there at East End with my guy Vinny having a cocktail, and I'm just betting hole to hole on Fleetwood. And the announcers are going crazy over him. They're like, he just hit it into the drink, and look at him. He's high-fiving the spectators. Everyone loves this guy. He's got long hair. I don't know anything about Tommy Fleetwood, but I was completely invested in this golf tournament, mainly because of my FanDuel app, but also because I just happened to see the end of his round on Saturday that went well. So I understand what you're doing. I understand this assignment. I'm going with current players only.
Because let me say, Bill tweeted out something about he took the different tact, which is this guy has gotten this close, this far, and finally got it done. And he said maybe it's not all lost with James Harden, but that one doesn't fit this one because it's not like everybody would be. No, people would
Paul
not
George,
be.
not loved like
people
that.
Would
Russell
not be
Westbrook, not loved like that.
No,
you have to be loved.
Correct.
I understand this assignment.
Yep.
Now, there's a couple honorable mentions I want to say. I only go on current players or else this is just Charles Barkley and there's not even close, not even a question, right? So the honorable mentions I have are Anthony Edwards, Dame Lillard, who was close to getting this title.
Oh, that's good. Lillard is actually a great one.
He might be the answer.
Yeah.
DeMar DeRozan was another one. But this is Chris Paul in a Clippers uniform.
Oh, no way. Come on.
Now, I wrote in my notes, this is tough one because he's known as an asshole.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like he's known as like not a friendly, warm fella. No. But I just feel like him in the Clippers uniform contributing to a championship, the first championship ever.
People would not be universally happy about Chris Paul winning.
There's Dame Lillard. There has to be Dame Lillard. Dame
Lillard
for the Trailblazers uniform.
He is Dame Lillard beloved.
Next season, not this season, next season, contributing for the Trailblazers.
That would feel like, well, I don't know if he could, because he wouldn't be the best player at that point, probably. But like, it's very, like, you remember when Dirk won?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was like a thing, right? Everybody loved Dirk Nowitzki. Everybody. Oh, yeah. It's hard to find the guy that everybody loves, like that has that kind of a Q rating. I think Edwards is actually a good one. Who hates Anthony Edwards?
Okay, well, there are some detractors based on his off-court behaviors.
But they don't hate him. But they don't hate him.
Like, yeah. If you hate Anthony Edwards, you just don't get it.
But it does need to be somebody long-term, too. He hasn't been around long enough.
Because I also feel like this, it's like
Fleetwood's been around for a decade, and people all love him.
We'll say Dame.
I think you're right. I think that's actually a good one.
Dame in a Trailblazers uniform.
Chris
Paul's up there.
Have you ever met anybody that doesn't like Damian Lillard? Seriously. Seriously. I've never met a human being that does not like Damian Lillard.
It's just like he also speaks with maturity every time you hear him speak. Like he really like pops off.
Intensely likable guy.
Yeah, he's like,
and he's also like super fun, like in terms of a player, like exciting to watch. And he's like, the whole Weber State thing and like the whole, like he turned himself into, like he's not the guy that's above the rim and doing all this stuff. He's the guy that's, really the moxie to pull the shot from 40 feet away. I mean, by the way, the next day after he hit that shot on Paul George and did the wave thing, me and my buddies went out to an NBA court, and where he was on the court, I mean, you have to chuck that thing.
Do you remember Paul George?
It's unbelievable.
Remember Paul George's quote?
Bad shot.
It's a bad shot. And then I watched replay. I was like, kind of right.
Like, you have really to chuck that thing. Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Like everything you've got.
Oh, yeah. Dude, NBA threes, college threes are doable. NBA threes are like a totally different thing. I might as well punt the ball. Like it's also totally those 4 feet or whatever make a huge difference.
It's also halfway between half court and that NBA three. You have to chuck it.
Every once in a while, I'll play pickup or a rec league game on like an actual NBA size court. It's completely different. It's a completely different game. I take entire possessions off. I'm like, you guys go ahead. I'll be over here. I'll be here when they come back. The ball's going to come back here eventually. I'll be here waiting for it.
Next one.
All right. This was just straight down the middle.
Okay.
What is one NBA team that seems like everyone else is sold on being much improved or great next season, but you just don't see it? I'm not saying championship contention team. It's just sort of like that buzzy team that people in the know are talking about how great they're going to be, but you don't see it.
So you're changing this because I took this as a team that is supposed to be great.
Okay, so take it that way. I don't care.
But this was hard. This became hard then. So then I had to go through it and like, all right, let me look at all the season win totals and everything and the expectations at the top, right? And so I'm going down the list of the different teams and I'm trying to see, could I see a scenario where this doesn't play out the same way it is expected to play out, right? So you're talking about Cleveland, you're talking about New York, you're talking about Denver, you're talking about Oklahoma City, you're talking about, right? Like that's who you're going through.
They're good teams.
The one that you could see, the one you would have more questions about. So that's why I'm going to frame this. I'm not telling you. I'm saying they are more likely not to live up to expectation than some of their peers that are expected to be awesome as well. And that's Houston. Because everybody is on the same page with Houston. But when you change things, there is always a chance that your change did not make you better. You also now are playing like your leading guy and your best player is not a spring chicken, right? In Kevin Durant.
No.
Also, I just watched what happened in Phoenix. Like
what about Brooklyn before that?
Yeah, so that team was awesome last year, but they have changed all the dynamics of it, right? So now the Şengün dynamic changes, the Thompson dynamic changes, the Van Vliet dynamic change, right? They kind of had a thing where it was Jalen Green. And even if you want to say they've got better players now, there's still an adjustment and there's still a how it all fits together. How it all fits together, and especially, so I would just
Let me push back on this.
Because they looked and they had this young team that was growing together, and then they became something really good last year, and they pushed the accelerator on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They pushed the accelerator on it. Sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't work the same way that you thought it would. The dynamic just changes. The locker room changes. The way your team
changing
functions.
Dynamics, changing locker room.
The way your team
Here's
functions.
My pushback on that is,
all right.
I think in Denver and in New York, you have new coaches, which will change the dynamic and the locker room in more unpredictable ways than a team that needed a go-to scorer that picked up a go-to scorer at the cost of extremely inconsistent young.
But don't you think? Hold on.
Dylan Brooks.
Hold on.
So Ime Udoka is going to be. I believe in Ime Udoka's ability to make this work more so than David Adelman and Mike Brown.
Okay, so I'll push back to your pushback. What matters is the guys in the locker room. Brunson ain't letting that team get off track. Jokic ain't letting that team get off track. Now that you can say Udoka's the guy, but in the end, the players run the team. And the players are responsible for the team. And so now, whose team is that? That's what I would say is my answer to why it is always more likely when you change things for there to be a step back rather than you bringing back your guys. Who's
doesn't
team?
Kevin Durant seem like a perfect fit for that team, though? I mean, let's be honest. They've got absolute
You don't
defensive
know,
stoppers.
but you don't know personality-wise. You don't know personality. That's what I'm saying. Right? We know on the other. We know Brunson's a perfect fit personality-wise. We know Jokic is like that's there. Those guys are in charge. They are going to. Mike Brown ain't determining whether the Knicks are good or not. And
if they're down
and Adelman
15
ain't
at the
determining.
If they're down 15 and a half before the coaches get into the locker room, like, is Kevin Durant going to be sitting there on his phone? Like, does he say anything? Like, everyone knows I said he's not like a vocal leader.
Right.
You know what you're going to get from like a Chris Paul.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you just don't
fair.
know. You don't know how the dynamics change. I do know what Dillon Brooks brings to a team, and it's big time. It matters a lot. Like, for all that I could not stand about Dillon Brooks, I do understand what he brings to the team. And just the whole, what now? What's the pecking order? What's the shot-taking order? Right? They had a thing that they had cracking, and you did change that. So they changed a lot more. Like, Cleveland's going to bring back, like, they know what their pecking order is.
Yeah.
Denver knows what their pecking order is.
Well, so do the Rockets. The shot-taking pecking order goes Kevin Durant, Big Gap, then Sengun, and everybody else.
Maybe.
We're going to break out year for Jabari Smith. They're going to be deferring.
I don't know. I'm just saying their win total is 56.5. So, again, I'm not telling you they're not going to be good. No, I'm saying they have the most questions of the teams that are supposed to be really good.
Okay.
And everybody...
It is also easy to say this, and we have documented at length just how, like, small the gap is between a 2 seed and an 8 seed.
Yep.
And you can sit there and be like, well, they're a 2 seed, and they added Kevin Durant, and they lost Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks. It's like, yeah, but they were also, 3 wins over the 9 seed. So, like,
right.
It's a finicky position to be in.
And also, I'm sorry, Phoenix stunk.
When are we going to, like, really get to hear the story of what happened with Udoka in Boston? Because, like, I've heard stuff.
When are we going to hear
the microphones?
But what about?
Is anyone going to break that? You've heard stuff, right?
How about Phoenix, though? I'm asking about Phoenix.
Dude, the second Mismatch episode I did, I was like, oh, the Suns are going to be amazing this year. Seriously.
So,
but just don't forget where you were before the season started.
And everybody's doing it again with Houston.
Yes.
And they added the same guy that Phoenix did that we all bought into.
That the Nets did that we all bought into.
Right. I don't know. We'll just see. I'm just saying.
He had success in Brooklyn, though. I do want to say, I think people forget that the Game 7 toe on the line thing, they were a good team.
Yep. But that was 5-6 years ago. If there is a Pistons this year, which that would be extreme. That just does not happen. A 30-win improvement. So if there is a team that is like the Pistons that makes the massive jump, it will be.
Okay. First of all, I had the same thought. I was like, well, that's not going to happen. And I did some research on this one.
30 is crazy.
The most ever is the 07-08 Celtics. And all of these big ones have, like, major roster changes.
They added Kevin Garnett.
They added Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen, and, like, Rondo took a leap. They had Paul Pierce. It was like, it's 42-game win, which is crazy. The next is the 97-98 Spurs.
Wait, it was a 42-win improvement?
Dude.
Oh, my God. That's crazy.
They had the 97-98 Spurs, which added Tim Duncan. And then we have the Suns 04-05 that added Steve Nash. So that's like Stoudemire Nash thing.
Yeah.
So those are, so I don't see like a 30-win improvement. But if there was a team, and I've been hot on this team all off season, even at the end of last season, Portland Trailblazers.
Oh, Portland.
If there is like a sneaky leap team, I will say this, it's difficult because the West is the West. I think there's more potential to have a leap like that if you're in the East, because there's the East is a little more top heavy than the West is, consistently good. But Portland is just like, man.
If you buy into the second half of last year.
Second half might be a stretch. The last few months, they'd always get a little squirrely in the NBA.
No, but I mean,
they finished well.
They finished extremely well.
They made off-season moves to improve the team and try to win games. They're not the Jazz. Right. You know what I mean? They're like, we're going to win games.
And they also got the whole Dame in the locker room, best assistant coach in the league.
Like, they've got their center rotation is Klingon, whatever Young Hansen is. I don't know. Looks slow to me. And Time Lord. We got Toumani Camara, Denny Avdia, who finished the season like fantastic.
Oh, he was great.
Jeremy Grant's whatever. And then if you get a Scoot leap and a Shannon Sharp leap, Shaden Sharp. Sorry.
Shaden Sharp.
Yeah. I've always liked Shaden Sharp. There's some guys you just irrationally love. Yeah. I just think that he's like one of those exciting players. You know what I mean? Yep. It's like he might do some crazy stuff. Like he's a great athlete. He's a born scorer. I can see this team being much better than last year and being one of those teams where you're like, huh. And back in September, I didn't think the Blazers were going to be like in the Western Conference. You know, maybe even like out of the play-in.
Well, and is Drew Holiday going to make a big impact too?
Yeah, and Dame in the locker room.
Yep. All right, so Portland is the one that you could foresee making a big jump.
That's my leap team. That is my leap team.
It usually goes team that's like right outside or trying for the play-in, and then the next year, you know, like they're usually a little under 500. That's what happened with Houston. It's what happened with Memphis. It's what happened with a bunch of these teams.
Yeah,
Sacramento
Houston is a good one. It's hard to say this about. I'd say the Magic and the Hawks were both like a little too good last year to be like.
Yeah, well, like it's
they
always
both got
those
better.
It's always those teams that are like either the 10 seed or like right around 500, right, or a little under. So it happened with Sac. It happened with Memphis. Houston. It happened with Houston. I think most people would say the tack that you took would be San Antonio. I think most people would say if there is that team, right? Because you know, you got Fox and Wemby healthy, like you could
Fox Wemby healthy, and then
if the Harper kid's good and Castle year 2, and it's so if
I like
they, I'm just saying like they
and the
could.
Popovich thing was weird last year too. It was like
very strange,
hanging over the team. Yeah,
yep, strange season.
That's a good call. All
right, next one.
Should I retape the whole segment?
No.
Okay.
I like your Portland one.
This was a storyline last year. And I'm just gonna lead with my opinion.
Okay.
That I think was bullshit.
Okay.
My question for you is, do you think NBA teams shoot too many threes and the league should make a rule change?
I actually think this is going to go back more the other way. So no, I do not think there needs to be a rule change. I think Adam Silver has been talking about being patient and like there's ebbs and flows and the way things are played.
Yeah.
And now you think of so many of the guys being like many of the elite players are not 3-point shooters or 3-point specialists, right? So this came along obviously with Steph and Clay and the Splash Brothers or whatever else. So whoever is really good at the time obviously has a profound impact. And you had Houston and Daryl Morey doing his lab experiment of guys shooting 1,000,000 threes. There's still Boston who shoots an insane amount of threes, right? Mm-hmm. But you look at last year, these were the top teams in terms of 3-point shooting, like attempts per game, okay? Boston far and away number one. They shot 48 a game. Next is Golden State. Next is Chicago. Next is Cleveland. Next is Minnesota. Next is Utah. Next is San Antonio. Next is the Nets. Next is the Wizards. Okay, this is not a who's who. You
don't see the Denver's not on there. Clippers aren't on there. The Knicks aren't on there.
The teams that shot the least amount of threes I would argue were probably the two best teams outside of Oklahoma City in the Western Conference, okay?
Denver.
So Oklahoma City was dead middle of the pack when it comes to three-point attempts. Mm-hmm. The two that shot the least amount were Denver and the Clippers, who I would argue were the two best teams. They played each other, right? Yeah. And then obviously Denver played against Oklahoma City. And then also in the bottom 5 in threes attempted was the Knicks.
Yeah.
Also, bottom 3rd, the Pacers. So I think what you're seeing is, right, many times whatever is winning is what is replicated. And we went through a whole span where that was winning. And so now you're starting to look, and I just told you, at least, and then also, by the way, you get down to the bottom half in terms of three-point attempts. Indiana, Detroit, Orlando, Houston, the Lakers. Like, these are all these good teams are in the bottom half in terms of three-point attempts. And there was a lot of crap at the top where I was telling you. I mean, I named off Chicago. I named off Washington and Brooklyn and whatever, right? Like, I mean, and those teams, that's their only chance of winning is to chuck up a bunch of threes. They are at such a talent disadvantage, so they're just going to shoot a million threes and then try to
pucks
play
on the net.
Odds.
Pucks on the net.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just like
play the odds.
Pucks on the net. Maybe something good will happen. Maybe we'll get hot tonight.
If I take 46 of them, that the night I hit 23 of them, I'm going to be able to win a game.
I was like, because we'd have these Wednesday night basketball games, and after we go to the bar or whatever, and like my friends was picked up on this neighbor. They're, I hate to say casual NBA fans, but they're not like as like locked in as like we are. It's our job. And they're like, oh yeah, like everyone shoots too many threes and all the games look the same now. All the teams play the same now. And I'm like, is that really real? Or is that just you just heard someone else say that? And like LeBron said it one time. And then I was just like, I don't know, because I watch a League Pass every night. And like some of the best players in the league, the best scorers are like mid-range masters. Know what I mean?
The problem is the crappy teams that take them. That's one of them. And the other thing is the Boston thing was so extreme.
Yeah.
So extreme. And they were the reigning champions.
And I'll never forget the first game of the year, the Knicks Celtics game, when they hit like 31 threes in the first half or something. I was just like, is this what's going to happen? But I don't believe in rule change. I also believe in coaches coaching to their team's strengths.
Yeah.
Right. So if you are Boston, you have this roster of guys that can shoot it, go for it. But if you're Denver or you're the Magic and you don't have a bunch of guys that can shoot threes, don't do it. I also believe in defense strategy. If everyone's shooting threes, we'll run them off the line. It's kind of like it's like the Wildcat offense in football. It's like they figured it out. They schemed against it, and now you don't see it ever.
And that's what's changing. And so, never once was it a complaint in playoffs. You never heard it.
Playoffs were great this year.
No, you never heard it during the playoffs. So that's when we need to have this conversation. Is it ruining the game? Like,
yeah.
You didn't hear about it in the playoffs.
My guys were saying like, oh, you could only get like 20 attempts a game. In the fourth quarter, you get an extra 5 or something. I was like, what are we talking about? Is it like a 3-point attempt counter on the scoreboard? Like, what are we doing?
Well, and then the other thing was you saw, and we talked about this a lot throughout the offseason and the draft, the premium being put on players with elite defensive ability, right? Yeah. And the more that changes, the more you will see the game change.
And then it was every big, you can't have a center that doesn't space the floor, that doesn't shoot threes. And then what do we see in the playoffs? 2 bigs. We need our 2 big lineup. Right. All of a sudden, Steven Adams is like one of the most important players in the league, and he can't even shoot for 8 feet from the basket, let alone 28.
Right. So many of the best players are big guys now.
It's just trends. It's like I walk the streets, everyone's wearing big baggy jeans now. I'm like, I was there in 97. I'm not going back there. You know what I mean? Like,
it's the ebb and
trends.
Flow.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree. All right. U.S. Open is going on now. That is the tennis tournament that is going on in your fair city. Have you ever been to it, by the way?
Hell yeah.
I've heard it's amazing.
Dude, it's not like going
What's
to like
the
a
what's
Knicks
the
game.
drink? What's the drink?
The honeydeuce.
The honey
Very
juice.
sweet. You can't have too many honeydeuces, but there's a couple things about it. There's,
Don't tell me what I can do.
No,
I can do whatever
sweet.
I want.
Very sweet drink. Very sweet drink. It's great. The honeydew is a fantastic cocktail. But there's a couple different ways you can go. I've gone early on in the tournament where you just like there's like a ton of courts, and you just kind of like walk around between them, and you're like, this is the one I like, where it's more just like it's more of a hang, like you hang all day. And then me and my buddy, shout to Connor Shell, we had like a bunch of $1 bills. And we were like betting each other about like who would win this point or whatever. And it was just like, and we're walking around drinking Heinekens, and we're going from this court to the next court. And you hear like a little buzz over there. So you go over to that court and see like a finish of this match. And it's like this large grounds that you kind of move and flow from one small court to the next. And then there's also, which I've also attended, was the primetime main event, like Billie Jean King nighttime court. Like that's more like a traditional sporting event where you've got a ticket, you go in and you're in your seat the entire time. And those just feel big. And if it's a close match and the crowd gets into it, it feels big. Like the energy is not like hoity-toity, golfy, like let's all politely clap. Like the energy gets big.
I can only imagine what it was like in there tonight. I saw right before we started recording,
Venus Williams.
I
didn't know she was in the tournament.
In her 25th U.S. Open, I was like,
who's she going up against? She's getting waxed too.
What?
I was like,
what God. In the world? All right. Anyways, the point of this was the U.S. Open is going on. The Ryder Cup, the golfing event, is going to be going on at Bethpage Black, also in New York, right up the road from you. Rank your 3 favorite New York sporting events.
Okay. This was tricky.
Okay.
First of all, I have to give a brief shout out to the greatest New York sporting event, the Mo Badenga Mo Reese Beach Tournament 3-on-3 that we just played last weekend that my team made the playoffs in, a bunch of guys in their mid-40s. And it is like a reunion for all my homies. We get together and play basketball on the beach, and then we go to the beach and drink beers. So that's
cares.
number 1.
Nobody cares about that event.
Nobody cares at all. That's why I made that so quick. Number 3, I'm going 3-1.
Okay.
The U.S. Open, I've already discussed it. I don't even like tennis. I don't even know that many tennis players.
It makes the list.
It's a really good hang.
Yeah.
It's a really good hang. It's pretty easy to get there in the 7 train. You don't feel stuck in one place. You kind of move around a lot. It's a really, really nice event. A couple things I have to mention. I'm not a Yankees, Giants, or Jets fan. So I've been to all of those games, but I don't really care. Or Mets. I was a Red Sox fan growing up, so I can't be a Yankees fan or a Mets fan. I enjoy live events like that, but no thank you.
Okay.
Number 2 on the list.
Wow, so those don't make the list.
No. And also those teams are bad. Like the
Even
Jets and Giants
playoffs?
are bad. I don't.
Yeah, you have to have a rooting interest.
Yeah.
Fair
you know
enough.
what I mean?
Okay.
It's like I don't want to go to a.
It's your list. It's your list.
So this is a very subjective list. Number 2, summer outdoor basketball leagues. Now these are very hit or miss, right? There's Kingdom, which I used to go to a lot in the early 2000s. These are like those, what you think of if you've never been to New York, where like Rucker Park. Dykeman is kind of the most popular now. But people like, if you go to Rucker Park, there's children shooting on a hoop. Like it's not like there's like elite basketball going on all the time. And these games sometimes are pretty boring and flat if it's a blowout or the basketball's not that good sometimes. But if you get the right mix of like nighttime, a combustible crowd, and really competitive good basketball, there's no other feeling like it. It's just awesome. Like the energy is crazy. The announcer's funny, and the guys are dunking. They're pushing each other around, and the refs don't have any control over the basketball game. And everyone's just like smoking blunts and drinking beer everywhere. And you're just like, how am I going to get home? It's just awesome. It is awesome.
All right.
That would be my number 2.
And my number one,
it's easy. Like it's just a legit Knicks playoff run like last year.
That's the best thing in New York.
There's just nothing like it. Like the last year was just magical, man. I know they lost to the Pacers or whatever, but like remember FaceTiming you from after the game
that
when they
was
won, like
crazy.
they beat
That
the
was
Celtics.
crazy.
It's just like, and the Knicks stuff is everywhere. People that don't care about the Knicks are just like in the office talking about the Knicks. It just takes over the entire city, and there's nothing else like it. And I also want to give a shout out to Liberty Games because those are super fun. Liberty Games are fun, but they're
Really?
not. Yeah.
Huh?
Ellie the Elephant's amazing. The vibe has gotten really good. Obviously, the team's gotten good. They've got stars now for the past few years. Those are good. Those are good. That's my
All
list.
right. Next.
Okay. I let myself down. I let the mismatch down. I'm going to say I messed this one up.
Uh-oh.
So this is going to be a series. I had planned on doing like a 2-hour deep dive on Strahinja Jokic and giving like a full bio. So my question was, would you like to hear what I learned about Strahinja Jokic? Would you like?
Yes.
Okay.
Not
much. Not much, because I didn't get like that a lot of time to research this one.
Do you want to hear?
Here's some
do you want to hear what I learned?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to get mad at me because we're 51 minutes into this pod.
We have to re-record. But this, we shouldn't even talk about the NBA in this. We should just talk about Strahinja Jokic. You know what? So do you answer the question? Here's the new question. Will you tell me what you learned about Strahinja Jokic?
I got a message from another one of our listeners. Oh, yes, I did. Our listeners are out there, brother. They are out there.
People listen to the show?
I can't believe it either. I got it. You ready?
Yeah.
This is Brendan. You want to hear it?
For last week was Rick, and now it's Brendan?
You ready?
Yeah.
Hey, Verno. Longtime Mismatch listener, and I figured I'd pitch in on what I know about Strahinja Jokic. I don't want to blow up the spot to respect his privacy, but I go to the same gym as him and his brother.
No!
Nemanja. When they're in Denver. I'm sure any other Mismatch listeners at this gym will be able to confirm my story, but it's everything you can imagine and more. Not only does he spend a good hour and a half using the massage gun and bands to warm up, he just people watches in dead silence while he does the massage gun. His average time in the gym.
Hold on. Just imagine walking by and he's got a massage gun to his thigh and he's just dead looking you right in the face.
This gets better.
Brendan.
His average time in the gym has got to be 4 hours. He's got every brace imaginable. Back, knees, elbows, and he's moving weights that take up all the plates in the whole gym with at least 8 to 10 minutes between working sets. Now, Nemanja, the older brother, he does a typical core and functional workout, swims, gets out of there in probably an hour and a half. The last time I saw Strahinja, I was leaving and he was walking in. My sister went to the gym 3 hours later and he started his squats on the rack next to her. She was so intimidated by the weight he was lifting, she left the rack and finished her workout on the other side of the gym. While I haven't had the pleasure of seeing him work out fully in a while, sightings are relatively rare. I've seen him repping out 4 plates on the bench like it's air. His warm-up for deadlifts are 5+ plates, and the whole floor of the gym shakes when he drops the weight.
4 plates on each side of the bar?
Listen, his warm-up for deadlifts are 5+ plates, and the whole floor shakes when he drops the weight. An absolutely horrifying individual.
Wow.
They're out there, brother. They are fun.
I don't know how to say his name. Strahinja?
They're telling us this. They're telling us the stories.
Oh my God.
People out there listen to these pods and they're like, I've got a story. We've had a guy what's worked out in the gym with them, and we've had a guy that randomly saw him in Oahu, Hawaii when he took his wife out on a date.
I love the idea that this guy, right? And I don't know how close he is with his sister. He goes to the gym and sees him, and then him and his sister are texting or talking later, and they're like, I saw him too.
Yes.
Like they talk about it. That's like one of the
4 hours later.
The same way me and you like use it as a topic of conversation just to like, have something in common. That's what they do too. They track him as a family.
Dude, that's the kind of man that massage guns for an hour and a half to get ready for his workout.
I don't even like stretch before a basketball game. Like massage gunning and banding for an hour and a half of warm up. If I'm in the gym past an hour and a half, I fell asleep. That's what happened. I fell asleep on a yoga mat. That's what happened if I'm in the gym.
So, all right, did you learn anything about him outside of what I told you?
Okay. No.
All right.
He used to play basketball.
Luka got an Overwatch deal. He's like part of the video game now. He's big into Overwatch. He's great at it, evidently. So he's awesome at this video game Overwatch, and Luka's got this deal with them now. The video game that you were best at.
Okay, there's two here.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to Kevin Wildes on this one because he said something to me once that he probably doesn't even remember saying. Because I used to I watched the movie Cocktail when I was a kid, so I'd flip bottles around. And I flipped a Gatorade bottle and caught it on the top of my hand. And it stood straight up. And then I flipped it again and caught it in the palm of my hand. And he's like, sometimes you can be so good at something that it stops being cool and starts being uncool because you must have practiced so much at it. And I was like, oh, wow, that's a great take. This was like 20 years ago he said that.
And it stuck with you for 20 years that he said that.
I was so good at Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like the first 2 or 3 versions.
PlayStation 2?
That it was not cool anymore. Like you would have 2-minute runs. I would do like 2 tricks. Like I was so good at this. Me and my buddy Mike would just spend hours after hours after hours playing this game. Just dominating it. And it was just like, if somebody came in the room and watched us do it, they'd be like, what's the point? Like, what are you guys trying to win? Like, what are you trying to do? Why are you doing this? That game I was so good at. And I have a very strong affection and strong relationship with the game Golden Tee. You know that.
If you, I don't want to do this.
I'll beat you at Golden Tee. I'll beat you at Golden Tee right now.
I don't know if I'm not going to turn my camera around in here.
You have one at your house?
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
I got it for Christmas.
You connected to the internet?
No, it's the one I got.
It's like an old one.
It's like one of those ones that you get at like Costco.
Oh, that's
those ones. Those like it's got 3 versions of it. It's not like the bar one. It's like the I don't know. I got it for Christmas one year.
The bar one. There's a couple. There's some connected to the internet. I've got an app on my phone, and during the pandemic, all the Golden Tees disappeared from New York City. There's like 3, and there's 2 ways that you can play. One is connected to the internet, and one is not. And the one that is not, you can't download your profile. You just kind of play locally, but you kind of get to know these 3-letter names of people that are beating you. And I had this war with this guy when I lived in Los Angeles at my local Golden Tee spot. And I met him after a year and I was like, you're Waz? Not Waz. It was like Lamb, Lam. I'm like, you're Lamb? He's like, I've been going, he's like, what was I? Oh, SWM, Swa. He's like, you're Swa? He's like, me and him have been going back and forth for years. But then when you get connected to the internet, you realize that there are people that are way more serious about Golden Tee than you are. No. Let me finish the story. I went to the Golden Tee Championships in Las Vegas. I got on a plane from New York City.
What?
Went to Las Vegas. It was on ESPN, the Ocho. You know how they do that?
Yeah.
And my buddy, second mention, Connor Shell, was like, I'm going to send you there to like cover it, I guess. I don't know. I met some people. He knew I liked it. And there's a way you can play your way into the championships, like an open tournament.
Yeah.
So I put my name down and I'm playing with these guys. And I started realizing that Golden Tee is something I do to like get away from my life. For other people, Golden Tee is life.
It is
like absolute life.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm talking -26, -27, -28. Like this one dude hit a ball through a window that came out another window and went on the green. I was just like, what is happening here? These guys are serious about Golden Tee. And I got smoked. And then I went home.
Dude, It's so funny you say that about finding people that take it like super seriously. The worst thing ever was, so my son got super into, he's got PlayStation 5s and whatever else.
Yeah.
So then when that college football game came out last year, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started playing it all the time, but I didn't play against people. And I was like, oh, I'm cracking at this. Bro, I got online and just got matched up in games. These guys destroyed like 56-0 at halftime. I can't even complete a pass. I'm like, I am horrible at this.
Yeah, dude.
I am terrible. I'm so bad. I can't even do anything versus like somebody that's awesome at this game. This sucks.
Yeah.
The only ones that I dedicated my life to were 2005 EA Sports Baseball, the one with Manny Ramirez on the cover. It was the last one that they had. And I literally played like 162 game season on that thing. Jesus. And then NHL 94. Like I got
NHL games were great back then.
The NHL 94 on Sega Genesis, which there's still like online leagues for that game to this day. But me and Roser, my producer, we bought a Genesis and that game, and we used to play it every day before the show back in our old studio.
Oh, that's fun.
We used to play it every day. So I played that game I don't know, probably 10 years ago, quite a bit. But yeah, nowadays, like I don't even know who's like on the other end sometimes when I'm playing, and I'm like, please tell me this isn't like an 8-year-old kid that's destroying me like this. I hope it's an adult. Like, but they're so good. They are so good at the game.
Yeah, dude.
I've tried
when
to
I went
play
to this Golden Tee thing, I'm telling you, like these people fly to Vegas to play Golden Tee. They have them in their basement.
They're so good at this game. Like even when my son was like, let's say 10, that's when Fortnite popped off. Everybody in the world was playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
And so Fortnite, right? It's all for one for all. Like, you're on your own. You land down in a zone, and now it's just a free-for-all. It's like Hunger Games, right?
Yep.
So I told him at that point, the first Fortnite, it's like people, like the place where they all go to is this place called Tilted Towers. So I start talking trash to my son, and I was like, I could land at Tilted Towers and then just mow the whole thing down. I'm the king of Tilted Towers. So he hands me the sticks, right? So the helicopter takes you, it drops you off. And I said, tell me where to go. Where's Tilted Towers? Jacoby, I swear to God, my feet hit the ground and I got shot immediately. There's 100 people on the island. I was the first person out. I didn't even get a chance to run and go get a gun. And it's all 10-year-olds like my son.
Do you remember,
do you remember
GoldenEye? That was a big one. When I was in college.
Yes.
And my friends
Super Nintendo.
I didn't have the thing, and my friends had it. So I would go over their house, whatever. Let's smoke pot and play GoldenEye. Yes. And the second I spawn from the ground, I just get shot in the back of the head immediately.
The worst.
Like every single time. I'm like, this sucks. I hate this game.
Yeah. All right. Last one.
Would you like to hear an opinion of mine that will have a large majority of Mismatch listeners and watchers absolutely think I'm an idiot?
Yes. Also, this is bold. You used the question to ask yourself a question.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was my last one. I was running out. I've been thinking about this for years. I've never said this into a microphone. I've been thinking about this for years. This is going to be a very unpopular opinion, but there's going to be like 4 people that agree with me.
Am I going to think you're an idiot?
Not an idiot, because it's my opinion. Okay. It's how I feel about something that everyone else loves.
Okay.
So I can't truly be wrong.
Okay.
But this is an unpopular opinion. It involves Michael Jordan.
Oh, God.
Michael Jordan's Jordan brand sneakers are the most overrated, overappreciated entity, not just in sports, fashion, pop culture, everything. Their first 3 or 4 were pretty good. The first ones were just dunks. And then I like the 2s, 3s, and 4s. I don't own any Michael Jordans that aren't Jordan 1s.
12s
I've
are
never
great.
worn
12s
them.
Are, 12s are great. Come on.
There are some good ones. I like the 13s. Like there are some that I like, but they're gimmicky and they're trying to outdo themselves every year. They look stupid. And think about this. The Jordan brand has not made another athlete sneakers popular. They've never made any of those Jordan brand team sneakers popular. Like Carmelo had a good pair. They've signed huge athletes, and you've never seen like a Russell Westbrook be popular.
You
or
have
the Carmelos.
Okay.
I just think that we accept it as like the best sneakers of all time, Jordan sneakers. It's like, well, they don't look good. I don't like
Three's amazing. 4's amazing.
Yes, I'd say 2, 3, and 4. I really like.
I like 12s a lot, but you're right in terms of we're up to like 30 now, and I think there are people that will tell you that they have intentionally never made an awesome Jordan for somebody else.
I'm telling you. Like
no, the Tatum, the Tatum's, the Lucas,
the Derek Jeter they had for a while.
Yeah,
like they've got all these big, huge names, and they don't make any sneakers for them. And you've never seen, no one's ever been like, oh yeah, those non-Jordan brand sneakers are hot. Like remember, like fucking 50 Cent had the hottest sneakers in the city for a while. Yeah. You know, and but Michael Jordan can't make sneakers for Russell Westbrook.
Honestly, they keep. Like there's a new version of the 3s and 4s every year. That should tell you something.
They're all retros now.
Right. No,
but
it is.
You never see 20s. Anything past 20, you just don't see anymore.
It's red cement, blue cement.
Yes,
like it's all. And the only ones I want are 3s. And I would say, so my son's gotten into shoes.
The 3s are those are like the
3s, 4s.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4 are good. But I think that at that point
I think we have 12s. We have 12s.
I like the 13s, but that's just kind of like where I was in my life at the time. But I could never afford these things. And what you do when you get older, you can afford things that you couldn't afford when you were a kid. I don't buy any of them. I don't wear any. I've ones. That's it.
I have 3s, 4s. I've got the golf shoes. I've got the Jordan golf shoes that they've made. I've got one pair of 5s with the huge tongue.
With the 2 holes in it?
No, the huge tongue. You know, the big fat tongue.
Oh, yeah.
I've got the
but remember, but they always they constantly want to innovate because they were so innovative with like the 2s, 3s, and 4s that they're just like sometimes like guys like make a good looking sneaker. You don't have to like laser it. Remember the 20s? They had like laser patterns all over them. And then they're like, they got the holes in the tongue. It's just kind of like, what are we doing?
I've got the 5s. The 5s I have are the ones that Gucci Mane wears in the First Day Out the Feds video. I saw him wearing them and I'm like, those are awesome. Yeah.
I need those.
The Gucci Manes.
I got a bunch of ones. I just don't think they look good with shorts or jeans, personally. This is just my opinion. And it's not really my style. They're very loud sneakers. You know, I wear like Chuck Taylors and like normal.
I don't think I don't think when we all agree that they keep on releasing the same 2 that we all buy, which are 3s.
Yes, I mean, they've come out with 30 versions, but they really only released like 11. Right. And they've had all these athletes over time, and nothing really popped.
Well,
ever.
there's also 37 versions of them now, and we really strain to get to our 6th favorite.
Yes. And they've come out with 250 designs of sneakers. Like they've come out with so many Team Jordans.
I don't think people are going to disagree with. I don't think people are going to disagree with you on this. Even now, you don't see people wearing the other versions very much. Honestly, like I'm around an NBA team all the time. They were in 3s and 4s. They 5 lows, like the Chinese New Year's. I've seen some guys wearing.
There's special ones.
There's special ones.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are all versions of. They're all. Most of them are versions of 5 different Jordans.
Yes.
And they're 37
and now it's like
them.
you do a collab to do a retro. Yep. So it's like the Nigel Sylvester 3s or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's like that's
right.
And they've tried. Basically what I'm saying is the perception of this sneaker is like the best sneaker brand, the pinnacle, the top of the mountain is the Jordan brand sneakers. Right. But the reality is they've come out with like 10 hits and 300 misses. Seriously. 300 misses.
I don't hate this.
Whew.
I've
never shared this into a microphone before. I never even told my friends about it. It's something that's just been brewing in my head. I'm like, I don't wear these. Like, action speaks louder than words. I don't wear the shoes. I don't.
Fair enough. Jacoby, it's always a pleasure. Thank you to our executive producer, Jessie Lopez, as always, and I'll talk to you next week.